Season's greetings and welcome to episode 204. The two balls and a mic, the San Diego Futbol 2023 end of the year awards are here. We're going to go ahead and hand out our awards for our fan, listener, supporter, listener, follower, nominated categories, and some categories that weren't nominated, but just straight from the heart from Eva and I. This is going to be pre-recorded here on a days before it gets released. I will currently be in Yosemite, hopefully, not being eaten by bears because they are hibernating. San Diego Wave makes some flashes after the NWSL draft.
Expansion draft.
Some of the names, the faces are staying, new faces coming in, some interesting takes and interesting thoughts from not only Angel City FC, but San Diego Wave Siren supporters, very vocal about Savannah. ¿Cómo se llama? Savannah
McCaskill.
I'm
going to have a hard time pronouncing
You're going to have a
Sav.
hard time.
They were calling her Sav in the presser today. So, so we're going to go ahead and talk about San Diego Wave, just kind of the things that have been happening just this past few days. And unfortunately, by the time you listen to this, there might be some new
So this is what we're going to do.
things.
This is what we're going to do.
Oh, what are we going to do, boys?
We're going to hopefully... You're going to be in charge of this because again, I'm going to be in the woods somewhere without internet, without Wi-Fi for a whole week. If you or somebody in the background, this video will be up today. So if you want to go back and splice something, like if something does break, let's just kind of react to just in case, and then we can just edit it after. So let's say, the second signing for SDFC happens between now and December 30th, or between I guess now and
Monday
and Monday or whenever. We'll have the next episode. So second signing for SDFC happens. Oh my God, I can't believe signed for San Diego FC, a great player who plays on coming over as a transfer, being over in the continent of teammates with nationally capped, a performer, a incredible attacking or defending, solid signing. Now Duran Free will
have someone to practice with.
Have somebody to practice with. So that's great news. Okay, cool.
The news that could be broken during that time?
Yeah.
Or if Duran Free is going to get loaned out somewhere. Yeah. That could very much be out.
So that can be out somewhere. Let's just pretend. Okay.
Breaking news.
Youngster, first signing for SDFC, has agreed to terms of loan with San Diego FC, his now team, to be loaned out over to. It's incredible that he's going to be able to join a legacy like this because, obviously he has the pedigree to have some good minutes underneath him for the under 17 men's national team, the young men's national team. But I'm just happy that he's going to be teammates with and, playing against some good competition. And who knows, maybe a little shirt glove exchange with one of the best in the world. I really hope that his travels through Europe are
Yikes.
All right, so he's locked into Europe.
Oh shit.
Or okay, hopefully he enjoys Australia and their league. I really hope the Saudis take to Duran Faree's play style.
He's gonna play next to Cristiano Ronaldo.
We're covered.
There we go. But San Diego Wave did sign Savannah Savannah from Angel City to a 3-year deal. The team finally showed Savannah was available for media availability, and I was present there in that video. It was very interesting the way they did it this time. It was on Zoom. A few people were in there, but it was about just kind of her answering questions that local media has. There was one person from LA there.
Well, obviously now a free agent playing
Yeah.
in Angel City FC.
And it's weird for some contracts to be 3-year long, right? So it
Mhm.
just shows that Casey Stoney really wanted this player for a specific reason. Uh, Based on her stats of last season, she's more of an attacking midfielder, not one of the three players up on in the front, but she had 4 goals, a few assists, nothing too impressive,
Yeah.
but it must be something about her play style, maybe how aggressive she can be in the box or anything like that that caught Casey Stoney's eye and said, "I want this player because it'll fit in my style of play." And that's essentially kind of like what I asked her as well, right? I mean, you see here one of her shots outside the box, it's deflected, it goes in. And she has had a few goals. She's been, I believe, in 5 different NWSL teams.
Mhm.
So it'll be interesting to say. I know she comes with some sort of controversies in a way where a lot of fans weren't happy about it, and you were
San Diego
mentioning that, right?
San Diego soccer fans are, they've especially followed the San Diego Loyal know about off the field controversies and players, and it's going to be interesting to see how it gets handled in the NWSL because I know some of the chatter online was that they were not happy with this signing. Obviously, regardless of on the field talents, but McCaskill's his 7th season in the league, following the season with Gotham in 2018, 2019, 22 seasons with Chicago Red Stars, 2019 through 2020, 1 season with Racing Louisville, and 2 seasons now with Angel City FC, the rivals to San Diego Wave up north in LA. She's 27. Her best professional season to date was in 2023, and she was named 2-time Player of the Month. Um, so there's something to be said about her talents on the field, how she's going to fit into this new upcoming scheme with Casey Stoney is going to be interesting. Let's hear some of the interview that the boy Chiva had with La Señorita McCaskill. Well, that's her highlights again. We will be talking about a controversial award show that we have coming up, but first we're going to get into this right here.
Yeah. Hi, Alejandro for San Diego Futbol. There's a big rivalry when it comes to any LA team and San Diego. So, just with this decision of coming down to San Diego, how do you plan on winning those fans over that are still not completely sold on you joining San Diego Wave?
Yeah, I think obviously have been a part of the rivalry for the past 2 years now. I understand that it's gonna be I'm gonna have to win the fans over. I'm gonna have to show up and perform and prove that I'm loyal to San Diego now, and that's something that I'm willing to take on board. And I know going back to the bank is also going to be or BMO Stadium now is going to be a mixed emotions and probably get some boos going back to that stadium. But I think the rivalry is great. I think, this is what we want to see in this league is, this rivalry, having supporters on both sides go for their teams. And it's the first time that, I'm going to have experience being on the other side of the rivalry. And I'm just excited to experience it playing for San Diego now.
Yes, another question right after.
Yeah. I followed up with something else too.
We'll get to that, but I mean, it's okay that she recognizes that there is a rivalry. Hopefully for the health of this rivalry, she does get booed when she goes back to BMO Stadium.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so I think she's talking more obviously winning the fans over on the pitch as opposed to off the pitch. I know there was conversations between the supporter group, the Sirens, and the club as well, just kind of navigating through this, and ultimately it'll be interesting to see how it develops off the field. Then you had a follow-up question here. El Boy putting in work.
All kinds of work. Here's the follow-up. Play style that Casey Stoney has implemented with San Diego Wave. What do you think with your talent and your play style? How do you think that would merge well with Casey's play style?
Yeah, I think what I can bring to the table is, an area that I think I can help the team. And as I was going through this process, obviously I spoke with Casey and, heard her thoughts on what she wanted to do moving forward as far as style of play. And I think it lines up perfectly with what I want to do and, what I think I can help bring to the table. And it's going to obviously be a work in progress. And that's what preseason is for. I have to go in and earn my spot and prove that I can play and gel with the team. And I'm just excited to get to work. I think I can really help this team continue forward and, hopefully help win games and win championships.
And it's going to be interesting what she does into the table, right? From what we know about her is that her play style is a lot slower than the average player, right? She can be, yeah, she can have those bursts of speed when she needs to use it, but I think she's just more physical. She needs to have control of the ball, and I think that's something that maybe San Diego Wave needed, right? Where they're very fast paced on top, and maybe Casey Stoney wants someone that can kind of get that control of the ball on her feet. But at the end of the day, this this could be at risk. This is essentially one of their first times making a big signing like this, right? And it could backfire, and it could be the first time that a signing backfires for San Diego Wave and fans are not happy about. And it's gonna happen down the line. It's barely gonna be the 3rd season for the team, so it's bound to happen where they sign a player that it just completely backfires on the coach, and that happens to every team. It's happened to Chelsea, it's happened to Man United, it's happened to the
Yeah.
biggest of clubs. Uh, Hopefully that's not the case for Savannah, but right now it's looking, I mean, before we even see her touch the field at Snapdragon, it's looking like this could be a flop. Hopefully it's not, and if it's not, this would show that Casey Stoney knows exactly what she needs and what she was looking for.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited to see what she does. It'll be interesting to see how she merges, or if she even gets the starting spot at first. You sign a player for 3 years, you think she's going to be a starter.
Mhm.
But then you also get the news of another player re-signing, right? Mackenzie Doniak, which I know you're trying to pull up right now, and, uh, it'll be interesting to see what Savannah brings to the table, but with Mackenzie Doniak ending the season so strongly, you kind of I would like to see her maybe becoming a regular starter from time to time, and she did when a lot of the starters were in international duty, but she has proven the past 2 seasons to be a go-to for Casey Stoney and just being able to be there when needed, score goals when needed, make important plays when needed. So I'm excited to see Mackenzie Doniak back in the team for next season, and to see where Savannah lands in that starting 11. It'll be interesting to see where it goes. I know 6-1 and Soccer kind of mentioned that bringing Doniak back could mean a player up on top could be leaving, just because you have too many of those players right now in the team. So we'll see what happens. I don't know, Tony, I know you've also seen McKinney Doniak in the past 2 seasons. What are your thoughts on Wave re-signing her?
Well, I'll agree with, GM for San Diego Wave, Molly Downtain, saying Mackenzie's a talented and hardworking midfielder with a wealth of experience in this league, and I think that's what this team is really gonna need is that experience because the young talent is already there. And I think looking forward, they're really looking into making Melanie Barcenas a big-time player into the first team, right? Like, she has all this hype, but she's not necessarily a starter just yet, and I think as she continues to develop, she's gonna need that experience around her. Um, I mean, you know, she's a reliable veteran leader and Wave, and they're excited to continue the career here in San Diego. I know that there was controversies again going to, what happened with Sierra Angie and, um, you know, Rachel Hill and everybody, and I know Casey Stoney's not happy about the overall expansion draft process. But overall, it's gonna be interesting to again, I agree with you, just it's wait and see process right now. This league is so wonky sometimes, and
Yeah,
and
it's
and
it's wild.
it's small, it's growing, it's expanding now. 14 teams, literally a huge percentage of the teams that were playing last year is now gonna get a bump in there. But
Yeah,
I
my
think it's
my thing is, I
mhm,
mean, there's no reason to be complaining now. You've been knowing how this process is gonna work.
mhm,
Like, they told you. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to go through it whether you agree with it or not, but you're still building the team that you want, and there shouldn't be any excuses down the line of the season where, "Oh, well, with the expansion draft, we lost this player and this player." Like, there's no reason for any complaints to be brought up later in the season, and if that's the case, then that's something that maybe we can address with Casey Stoney during a press conference as
yeah,
to, "Hey, like,
she's not gonna stay in the NWSL long enough. Like,
I don't think
I
so
don't think
either."
she just it doesn't vibe with her
Mhm. I think she
just
likes her
for
team, I think she likes San Diego, but
yeah.
the league as a whole, I think she absolutely hates it.
Yeah, it goes against a lot of her philosophy. We do know, and again, just kinda down the line that there are still discussions and free agency is not over for San Diego Wave, so things might develop quickly here. And again, just like at the top of the show, if something does develop, I'll just say that wow, amazing that Wade was able to sign this fantastic free agent. They're gonna go ahead and be stellar teammates with Alex Morgan and, you know, probably really reinforcing that back line or, with the versatility of the players can even play up front, you never really know. I just can't believe that the transaction led to getting traded over to, but, it's the reality of things, and we wish them, all the best luck, in their new club. Um, Liga 70.
Yeah, but that's what we have for San Diego Wave. That's happened in the last few days. And I mean, now what you guys are all tuning in for.
Yeah, today's gonna be a super thing 'cause it's Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to me on the 29th. Season's greetings to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
29
it's
years
a
old.
really great thing to be able to make it this far, and thank you for your well wishes. Hopefully, we'll receive them through Starlink, Elon Musk's madrecita.
I will share my Venmo account if you guys want to send Tony some money for his
do
birthday.
that. Yeah, do that. I don't have Venmo. That's how the government gets
Yeah,
you.
so send it to me and I'll Apple Pay it to him.
Cool. All right. So
I'm gonna keep that money.
No, you better. You tell me that when you send it, so I can go ahead and charge him. Here, take that. You're on camera.
Yeah. So with the end of the year awards, we are going to be starting it up. Again, there was 3 ways of voting that were available throughout the last week. Oh, pues estoy en la cámara, estoy hablando. The first one was Instagram story polls. The second one was the Twitter polls. And then lastly, we had the Google Doc polls that had a lot of other options. Cabrón. You didn't tell me to dress for the occasion. But anyways, yeah, those were the 3 options we had. I know we had other suggestions down the line, which were absolutely, I like the one that says photographer of the year or photo of the year. Those were cool categories that down the line next year we'll definitely include. But yeah, so we'll get started with the first category that we had, which was player of the year.
Player of the year. So let's go ahead and pull that up. I know you did a lot of fantastic work on this, so you worked really hard. So this is player of the year. ¿Dónde está?
It's going to be that one to your right, all the way to the right.
I found
there
it.
We go.
Cool.
Yeah, so the nominees were
hold on. Yeah, let's let this marinate. I know you gotta go. I know you,
no, we're
you
good.
Gotta make sure here. So just kind of go and go through the nominees, right? And explain why they're there. Ronaldo Damas, making an appearance here and getting that late push, scoring the only San Diego Wave hat trick of the season. San Diego Loyal hat trick.
Since
Rubin.
Yeah.
So that was a fantastic performance for him. Jaden Shaw doing great things. On that side of the ball, Evan Conway was nominated, so that's why he's there.
I mean, he had a great season as well. There were other players that got shout-outs as well that maybe should have been there. Coque Vegas, Adrian Perez had a great season as well. But Evan Conway did impact the scoring sheet a lot this season, which is why he was there. Mm-hmm. And lastly, Naomi Girma, who won back-to-back Defender of the Years, was nominated for MVP of the season again. Was also in the nominees for just Player of the Year for the U.S.
Women's Soccer Team. Yeah, for the whole shebang and bang. So with that, the winner of this Player of the Year as voted for the listeners, followers, the viewers of Two Balls and a Mic and Sending Up with Football is Naomi Girma. So congratulations, Naomi Girma.
I know she's super excited and honored to win this award.
100%. When next time we meet and run into these people and the winners, we're gonna tell them, hey, by the way, you won our 100%. And I just want to see the reaction, like, oh,
thanks.
Naomi Girma, the face that runs the place, the champs,
number 1 overall draft pick.
Champs.
What was it for the 2021 draft?
The champs. The regular season that run the camps, the captain.
Nice save there. Winners of the Shield for sure. And I mean, back-to-back defenders, Rookie of the Year, Defender of the Year, and another one Defender of the Year this year. Naomi Girma has just been one of the most important players the San Diego Wave has had overall in their existence. So rightfully so, she earns the San Diego
Player of the Year. Cool. Next category. And again, there's controversies, and I really like that the conversation is being had
100%.
where people feel slighted, where people are not happy that, oh, why weren't we? Why hasn't there been this and this and this? Well, because you guys didn't nominate, because you guys didn't engage and vote, and that's fine. I'm glad that you are taking notice, and maybe next year this is going to make for a much better award show with maybe actual consequences and a little bit more heft. But with that said, the next category, Chiva, is
Coach of the Year.
Coach of the Year.
And we had some very interesting nominees in this category where we just had Casey Stoney from San Diego Wave, obviously leading them to a shield, the first in the team history and in their short existence of 2 years. So a big improvement from the first season to this season. Maybe next season they get to win the actual playoff championship. So that's the reason Casey Stoney is there. Nate Miller was also nominated, Tony.
Nate Miller, obviously being the final head coach of San Diego Loyal and having everything that they went through this season and being able to prepare their team to be the most traveled team in the nation, in the world, of soccer. Just an incredible job, and him and his staff will forever live in the hearts of San Diegans. Did you already talk about Keith Miller?
Coach Keith Miller was nominated by a lot of his players.
Yeah, he was. I love it.
Granted, this man, he reached out to us and said, wow, I'm actually honored to be in this. Like, that's crazy. And you replied to him saying, well, you were the only player nominated person in this list that actually won a championship for their team. You went to the playoffs, won it, didn't make it past the national round of 32, but Keith Miller did something for San Diego Internacional in the UPSL that no other coach has done, which was give him a championship in the UPSL.
Absolutely. And, at the end of the day, was Diego Gomez considered head coach of the year for the NISA League, head of Albion? Could have been, but again, was not nominated. So that's why we are here. Congratulations, honorable mention, NISA Coach of the Year for San Diego Albion, Diego Gomez.
Not for the 2 balls in the mic.
Because the winner for the 2 balls in the mic, head coach of the year, goes to Casey Stoney. Casey Stoney, who, obviously is the rock of the organization when it comes to footballing terms for San Diego Wave.
Yeah.
She's no fuss, no muss about it. She is direct. She is as passionate, as intelligent in the soccerverse as anybody I've ever met and interacted with. So very good to be able to take that team that was depleted of World Cup talent and took this team into being the champions of the regular season. I know the Sirens are really happy to have Casey Stoney as a head coach. San Diego should be very happy to have Casey Stoney representing them on the soccer pitch as a head coach. So congratulations, Casey Stoney. We'll send this one all the way over to England, where she's at right now. Happy holidays.
Well deserved.
Happy holidays, Casey. Next category.
We had the San Diego Native Player of the Year.
SD Native Player of the Year. So this is a category where obviously you have to be a player who is a San Diego native. So for this one, there was not a lot of nominations, which is fine.
That's not the category.
Okay.
So the nominees for this one.
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, so we had 4 nominations in this one. The first one being San Diego's. They're all San Diego's very own. Brandon Vasquez, who plays for Cincinnati. They ended up winning the Shield in the MLS. Brandon Vasquez, who, San Diego native and just killing it in the MLS.
Yep.
Rightfully deserves to be there. We also had a nomination for Milan Iloski, who just got sent over to FC
FC
Northland. There we go. I need to learn
the
that.
Right to Dream Academy, which is going to be interesting. And I actually had a conversation about what we were talking about with Duran Farid, which we'll have on a later category. Is he going to be claimed as Right to Dream by when they win a championship later on and this and that? I was told by somebody that, you know what? No, what's going to be celebrated is that San Diego's local player, Iran Farid, Milano Lost, whoever wins it, former SDFC, but highlight that they're from San Diego first will be what they'll go with. They won't focus so much on the Right to Dream Academy. Hopefully that's the case, but Milano Losky is on there. We have Christina Birkenroad, a local, somebody who gets involved, who plays at Bridge Barcata, who is really, really, really into the pulse of the soccer culture in her native San Diego and representing and killing it over in Monterrey, Las Rayadas. Part of one of the best rivalries in world soccer, las Ligas Femeniles, with Tigres. And speaking of Tigres, former Tigres Femenil player, Mia Official.
Yeah, nominated. Obviously, got her international debut with the U.S. Women's national team. Rightfully so. She just got transferred over to the Blues, Chelsea, on the women's side, and just has been tearing it up. And I think everyone saw the talent that she has when she played here in San Diego and got her first goal for the women's national team. So rightfully deserves to be there. But without further ado,
without further ado, we're going to go ahead and move into the winner of this category, which is
Mia Official.
Mia Official, the native, the Chula Vista, correct?
I believe so.
San Diego, as she very proudly represents. Really one of the players that has stood out, not just on a local stage, on a club stage, but on an international stage now, doing amazingly. And again, the people have voted, the people have spoken. This is the people's champ for player of the year here in San Diego. And not easy. Look, these are the categories. These are fan favorites, right? Like Christina and her. Who was second here?
It was actually Brandon Vasquez.
Brandon Vasquez was second. And I know that Instagram was leaning one way and then Twitter
it was
kind of
very
took
interesting
it another.
to see what our follower counts were in some of these categories. But yeah, for this one, Mia Official just overtook, I think just NWSL Twitter in general overtook our Twitter polls as well.
They did.
Instagram had different results as well, so I had to go in and count as well with our Google Docs votes as well. So it was very interesting. But yeah, no, Mia Official won actually by a lot in this one.
Wow, just a landslide there. That's interesting. Next category has a triumvirate of choices.
Goalkeeper of the year.
Fan saves. Starting goalkeeper.
I couldn't find another picture, man.
But you work for the Sockers.
Technically, I don't.
I work for the Sockers.
You do? You could have added the picture.
You could have asked me. Boris Pardo, a legendary goalkeeper, a staple in the San Diego soccer community, Sockers community as well. Kickball extraordinaire. This is your starting goalkeeper for the 16-time world champions. MASL world champions, San Diego Sockers. Boris Pardo, alongside two outdoor goalkeepers.
Yeah, well, the first one was Coque Vegas, just in his second season with San Diego Loyal, returning after his first one, and just, I mean, outstanding guy. We've had him on the podcast as a guest before. We know that he's such a great guy and a hell of a goalkeeper, great with his feet as well. And essentially, I mean, could have been nominated for Defender of the Year, I guess, if there was a category.
So now playing is going to go ahead and start next season for the USL's newest franchise, Rhode Island. Rhode Island's team, they're going to go ahead and, have Coque Vegas. And
will we see him in MLS soon?
It'd be interesting. That'd be interesting to see his development in a different play style and see how that grows. If he keeps playing and has a heat map of a center defensive mid, maybe. Maybe not, because that doesn't translate well. But finally, we have Kaylin Sheridan. Kaylin Sheridan, Canada's goalkeeper, arguably the best goalkeeper in the NWSL. One of the best goalkeepers in the world. She is fantastic, and to be able to see her day in, week out at Snapdragon Stadium playing for San Diego and leaving it all on the field is truly something special. Kaylin Sheridan, who is one of the players, I guess, that's if they were to lose anyway, Kaylin Sheridan, it'd be devastating.
Oh yeah.
There's a couple players that if that was to happen, devastating.
Yeah, she's a key component for San Diego away for sure.
Absolutely.
For this category, Tony, it was the closest one we had out of all of them.
Who was third place?
Boris Pardo.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Kind of thought it was going to go that way.
It was literally decided by a difference of 2 votes.
Ooh.
It came down to I had to add the
2
math, the
votes.
percentages of votes from Twitter polls because they just give you percentages.
Uh-huh.
It came down to 2 votes, but the winner for goalkeeper of the year goes to Coque Vegas, San Diego Loyal goalkeeper.
Former
Loyal.
San Diego Loyal goalkeeper, Coque Vegas, el gran Coque. Felicidades, Coque. Lo has hecho, gran hermano. Lo has hecho, lo has logrado. Has ganado.
Ganaste algo.
I want to send this to like Rhode Island and be like, oh my God, guys, did you guys hear?
We signed the
Coque
goalkeeper
Vegas.
of the year.
Coque Vegas is the goalkeeper of the year for San Diego Futbol for 2 balls in a mic. Wow, guys. Excellent. So congratulations, Coque. This is all fan led. Speaking of fan led, next categories.
This is one of my favorite categories. Yeah.
I didn't like that it was on there.
You didn't.
I did not like that it was on there. I will be completely very transparent because, you know, it's kind of not pinning people against each other, but that's not what happened.
Yeah,
Everybody who was nominated was so nice to
Everyone
each
was
other.
so humble
They were
about
sharing,
it too. Yeah, it was very cool.
Categories, and it was like, oh man, and it was really good to see that.
So,
this is the community that we got.
There was some controversy on this one too. Again, like I shared in the last episode, Twitter and Instagram only let you put 4 different options.
Mhm.
Cowboy rightfully deserved to be there again, and he was on the poll in the
He got
Google
nominated,
slide, so he
yeah.
did get nominated. So he's on there. But the first one was Paul Naku. I mean, if you know Paul, he's just everywhere. He literally buys every team's jerseys and the home, away, third kid, fourth kid, everything. So shout out to Paul for being
Teams
nominated.
come to Paul
100%.
to talk.
100%.
It's not the other way around. Like, he'll buy all the stuff, like Rich Mansion.
Yeah.
Like,
And
like-
Paul's all about community as well,
Yeah.
organizing Bridge Barcata. But shout out to Paul for being on here. Second nominee is Nick Duffy, the Kiwi.
yeah,
Just the passion that he shows in 109. One of the
Capo.
best capos that was in 109. Rightfully deserves to be there. I know he's still hesitant about SDFC being in town, but big shout out to Nick Duffy. He had a lot.
you
of
guys are gonna
nominations
want to
as
get
well.
that.
The next nominee is San Diego Wave Greedy. He was one of the people that got nominated quite a bit on Twitter as well. You've seen this man just everywhere when it comes to San Diego Wave games. Just you can tell must be tiring wearing that every game. And he's just been there. He's been loud. He's been on games where not a lot of sirens maybe show up, but he's been in every single one. So shout out to San Diego Wave FC Greedy. The next one is Papi Chavo.
Papi Chavo literally started and has kept going the Brujos and 78 over at the San Diego Soccers. Section 19, a big part of the reason why they were able to win the last championship that the Soccers won there at Pechanga Arena. So still keep making it happen, and that's dedication, and that's his baby. He's an important part of the San Diego soccer supporter community and Cowboy, man. Like, again, Cowboys
everywhere.
I really it broke my heart when he lost or somebody took his hat. Like, he has another one with a bunch of limited edition, just sacred pen. I don't know if he got it back.
Oh, man.
The fact that we talked about this 3-4 times actually. The fact that you're surprised that it happened is shocking.
Oh man, Cowboy, yo lo tengo. But yeah, so the winner of this category was also very close, but it thus goes to Mr. Gritty.
All right.
That's what he looks like, guys. That's what he looks like. He doesn't wear the mask all the time.
Like, oh no.
Yeah, no, I mean, he posted this his most iconic photo, so that's why I took it. But big shout out to Wave FC Gritty. Congrats,
the
man.
people have spoken. Congratulations. And again, there was so much positivity in that category that it was really cool to see. All right, next category. And again, we will have more categories next year, and it's going to be a great thing once it happens. And people get more involved with this. Next category.
Supporters of the group.
Supporters of the group, boy?
Supporters group of the
Oh,
year.
the supporters of the group, boy. Supporter group of the year. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start up top left. It's going to be the San Diego
Diego locals.
The San Diego Loyal Support Group. The locals F. Los locales. You know them, you love them. You know, they are a big part of the community as well. Very vocal. Still alive in the sense that they have announced that they're moving over to SDFC, but for the work that they did over in 109, obviously they were nominated. Another incredibly important arm is the San Diego SD Chavos del Loyal, and specifically Chavos del Loyal because again, it's another umbrella type
It's
of
a
thing.
whole year with them there, and in the last year that Chavos del Hoyo will probably be active, but Chavos de San Diego is still very much alive with Fronteras Ultras and Los Brujos.
Yep. And speaking of Brujos, there you go again. Brujos got nominated because
That was the
a
one
huge part.
picture I could only find for the Brujos.
They have a whole logo, dude.
Yeah, no, like, I mean, I couldn't find it. I saw their Instagram, but I couldn't get just the logo. It wouldn't-
Screenshot?
No, it wouldn't. It didn't look good. I did. Trust me, I did.
I kind of want to like just find it in like 2 seconds. All right. Then it's going to be the Sirens. Sirens over again, the supporter of the San Diego Wave at the Cove, making their own take on some pretty interesting tifos and really colorful. They've really made that section their own. They've grown, and we're actually going to be in talks to really help amplify their messages and have them on a little bit more. I'm looking forward to that starting next season, but I'm starting soon, hopefully even before the next season. But without that said, the vote has been ended. It's been counted. The winners for supporters group of the year goes to the San Diego Loyal supporter group, the Locals. Los Locales.
Felicidades, locals. Rightfully so. I mean, they've been out there in the community as well, but there's been out there in 109 for every single San Diego Loyal game, whether it's Wednesday game, Saturday game,
Yeah.
Sunday afternoon game.
Yeah.
They've been out there. They were loud. Big shout out to the locals.
Absolutely. So the fans have spoken. They spoke about themselves. This is going to be the breakout player of the year. The next category, breakout player of the year, was actually the graphic that I showed earlier.
Yeah.
3 players in that, 3 young players involved, 2 San Diego Loyal, 1 San Diego Wave player. It's going to be up top, signing for STFC, Duran Ferry. Duran Ferry at this time of the nominations had not signed for STFC, I believe, but there was still time to get and pad those stats. Playing also for San Diego Loyal, the hero of the Monterey Miracle, Xavi Nalati.
Yes.
Xavi Nalati, who, I mean, you tell me, how were the polls? I thought they were looking good on Instagram.
It was
He hit us up.
It was really close on Instagram,
Uh-huh.
but then Twitter just completely took over towards another player. But yeah, the next nominee is Melanie Barcenas, the youngster, the San Diego native that's just been out here. I mean, they're all San Diego native, but at 16 years old, making her debut in the NWSL, the youngest player to get an assist in the NWSL this year as well, and ever. It was close until NWSL Twitter took over with that kind of says who won this one. Melanie Barcenas.
Melanie Barcenas, NWSL Twitter has spoken. They are a force to be reckoned
They
with,
really
especially
are.
on Twitter.
They
So
really are.
congratulations to Melanie Barcenas. San Diego has voted you as the
Breakout player of the year.
breakout player of the year. Next category is going to be the event of the year. Obviously, as you guys can tell, there's a lot of soccer events here, mostly soccer. Nothing else got it not nominated. They could have made, I don't know, another one.
So this was more of a just a team event for the fans, and there was a few nominations in this one.
2 SDFC.
There were 2 SDFCs that were
Wow.
nominated, actually, surprisingly so.
So you had the opening. I'm surprised the Let's Kick It party didn't make it, but it's the San Diego FC brand reveal event
Yes.
over at the parking lot at the park in Snapdragon Stadium. That was a pretty big event. It was very interesting, multimedia, multi-layered, multifaceted. Lots of families out there.
3D video for everyone to watch with the glasses.
Everybody got them free glasses. The next one's gonna be the Street Flow.
This is the most
events.
recent one of all the nominated ones.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like success. It brought different communities, the skating community, the soccer community, and the art community in San Diego together over in the Linda Vista Park. But a great turnout for the short notice that they had. And it was still one of the most impressive events that I've been to in the past year.
Yeah, congratulations to Paul, who over at SDFC, who really put his back into this. I was talking to some people, getting some context, and man, like it's a one-man
Busy
show.
guy, man. Busy
So
guy for sure.
shout out, Senor Paul. Next one.
It's the San Diego Wave San Diego Wave playoff party. They threw a pre-game party in the lawn and everything for San Diego Wave before the match against OL Reign. huge turnout in this one. It was one of the biggest turnouts in San Diego Waves history as well.
Nice.
For the it was a home semifinal match, so how could you not show up to this one? So yeah, it was a great event as well for those who participated. And lastly, there was 2 watch parties at Elsmith, but specifically the one that got nominated was the one against Monterey Bay, where Xavi scored that brace to win it.
Oh yeah, that was
which
good.
was just an atmosphere of an event there. People were going crazy. People were going insane after he scored that brace, and it was really cool for that event to be nominated, just because of how much it meant to people. Because that win really did kind of clinch a playoff spot for San Diego Loyal.
It saved the season.
It really
hands
did.
hands down. And even if it didn't, man, just the way it happened, the kid who's been with the team over and over again. So, all right, the winner of the San Diego soccer team-led event of the year goes to
the San Diego Wave playoff party.
The San Diego Wave playoff party.
I'm telling you,
coming in force.
NWSL Twitter.
Yeah,
it really took off. They had over 180 votes total in this category, and it's paying off, man. This event was great, even though the result didn't turn out how the people wanted it.
Wait, what? Oh, the game. I was like, oh, the results of this?
No,
like, who's complaining about the fucking...
Wave lost.
Who's complaining about this stupid... Who's complaining about this stupid award show? Like, it's not dumb, but it is
the entertainment.
Yeah,
too.
but like, I really, again,
we are trying to recognize the people that have worked
people
hard.
Were upset that they weren't nominated. People were upset, like, why?
Which is cool.
Which is really cool. Why isn't Roach part of the goalkeeper of the year? Because you didn't nominate him. Why is there not this and this and this? Because you didn't follow direction. It's okay. It's okay. We love it. Next time around, maybe we'll do half a season award. I don't know, but people, we'll get 100%. More involved, and I love it. It's part of it. All right. Congratulations. Wow. NWSL in San Diego is strong. And actually, that's a kind of like, it's really true. That's our video numbers, our listener numbers have really gotten a boost from that. It's contrary to what some people believe. No, the biggest numbers are not San Diego FC or MLS. Son papita. No son nada compared to the NWSL and how much attention that actually garners here in San Diego. Lots to learn.
Yeah, the next category goes to the Snapdragon Match of the Year, which was probably the biggest controversy we had. And you told me, dude, NWSL Championship should have been there. They were.
And the winner was...
Yikes. All right, you shared it. Cool. There was a lot of nominees in this one because I made a pretty cool graphic for it.
Yeah, you did. Let's show the graphic, Tony. Let's show the graphic.
Oh, spoilers.
If you're listening, you have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, all right. So let's go ahead and go through the nominees.
We had the Manchester United versus Wrexham. It was the biggest attendance that Snapdragon has had for a soccer event. So had to be there.
Okay.
We had the San Diego match against Orlando, which is when they won the Shield.
When they won the Shield, that was
so last game of the season. So that was also nominated. We had the San Diego Loyal versus Dortmund, who Tony gave some spoilers there, but this was highly nominated by a lot of San Diego Loyal supporters just because of how much it meant. It was their first game at Snapdragon. It was against Borussia Dortmund, one of the European giant clubs that were coming here to San Diego. We had the United States against Panama. CONCACAF Gold Cup semifinal, where it went to penalties. Panama ended up beating the United States. This was a sunny afternoon game where the supporters were burning under the sun.
Yeah, they were.
Nonetheless, it was a great match. Then we had the U.S. women's national team against Colombia. The first time the U.S. women's national team played at Snapdragon. And it was also the debut for Jaden Shaw and the official here in San Diego.
Yeah.
We had the Mexico against Cameroon friendly here at Snapdragon. It was the first time Mexico came to San Diego in years since the Qualcomm days, so it was a big event that happened. Then we also had the NWSL Championship nominated. It was the biggest NWSL Championship game attendance, record-wise. 25,000 was recorded. I was there. I don't think it was 25,000 people. There were 25,000 tickets sold.
True.
Yep. But I think it was more close to like
Wave
15,000.
been in that final,
it would have been a sellout.
Sold out.
It would have been 35,000 for sure.
It was really crazy. But
the people have spoken.
People have spoken. This was a listener voted, and they 100%. Have decided that the winner is going to be the Borussia Dortmund versus San Diego Loyal match,
which was still a fun environment. It was great to see the San Diego Loyal players next to Matt Hummels, next to Roy scoring a free kick, Durant Free getting the experience against German giant club. So it was still But yeah, if you had to pick one though, who would you have given it to? Had this been our own vote and this is who won?
I mean, like coverage wise, the best one. It was cool to talk to Eric Ten Hag.
It was really cool, and just seeing the amount of media people that came from England to watch this game. Even though it was a
best game was the U.S. versus Panama. That was a good game.
That was a what? 1-1 game, 2-2 game.
Yeah, and again, Panama won, but like the atmosphere that the AO had was great. I have to go with the U.S. Panama.
That's cool. I mean, I got to go to all these games, and I agree. The U.S. Panama one was great. I did like the NWSL Championship just because they had the big media day before and everything,
cool.
Which was really cool. It very much. I think you described it more like it had like a Super Bowl vibe, where there's this event before, and then you can talk to the coaches before, and this and that. So that was really cool. I would have given it to that one too, but
people have spoken.
Again, guys, don't shoot the messenger.
Oh shit! Don't worry.
Our last fan voted category.
So dumb. I mean, not dumb, but yes.
Journalist of the Year. So, these were the nominees.
All right. So let's start from the top. We got the boy Johnny Richardson. Everything San Diego has a fantastic page. He's getting into the sport, has really
learned so much about it.
Learned so much so that he's challenging me at the San Diego Soccer's media halftime show to try to score. Next one's Abraham Cepeda. Abraham, again, one of those staples that you see when we talk about, there's nobody at the games. Abe's there.
Abe's there. 100%. Him and Johnny are always there.
Cesarache Futbol.
What's not to love about Cesarache Futbol? Covering local soccer here in San Diego with ESPN, doing great pieces on Jaden Shaw and Sandy Webb and Sandy Loyal. Also covers the Liga MX in English here for ESPN.
Before we continue, there was like, why isn't Jackie Gutierrez from Women Kickballs? Because Jackie, while she does fantastic work on the national stage, while she does great work covering San Diego Loyal, she's not based in the region. Yeah. So you got to be based in the region for this category. So next one is Amor Villa. Amor.
Yeah, I mean, a guy that crosses the border every single time. If you think San Diego, you also think Tijuana, right?
Yeah.
And this guy crosses the border by foot every single game, takes a trolley to Snapdragon to go to Wave games, takes a trolley and a bus or catches a ride from someone to go to Loyal games. This man is so hardworking. Great article, great guy, 100%. And rightfully has kind of gotten some job work through San Diego Wave, becoming an MC at the field for the
English and Spanish
for many games
for the Soccers. Like he's a hustler
as well. Yeah, he really is
an absolute hustler. So if you guys don't know about Amor, get to know about Amor Villa. He's a Spanish voice in the stadium at Snapdragon for Wave. And
then this was the one person I nominated.
So dumb. You can't do that.
I nominated Tony because I wanted to recognize the hard work that he does. He just recently became a journalist, and believe it or not, I do love Tony Sanchez very much, and I know he doesn't want to cry, but he is going to cry. Are you? No. I wanted to nominate Tony for all the hard work that he's put in this past year and just the past 3 years or 4 years going now with the podcast and just covering the local game. This man is San Diego based. This man believes in this, and which is why he was nominated. And again, the people agree with me because Tony, you are the San Diego Soccer Journalist of the Year. Congratulations, Mr. Tony Sanchez. Woo! And again, this isn't biased. Go look at the Twitter polls. Go look. I'll share the Instagram results. You won by a landslide. Second place was Cesarache Futbol, which should have won it.
What's going to happen is actually unprecedented for the San Diego Punto Futbol 2 Balls at a Mic End of the Year Awards, and that's that. Unfortunately, because I kind of want this to become a thing and wanted to keep it semi-legitimate, I don't think it's appropriate for me to win the first ever Journalist of the Year for our own fucking competition. So therefore, I'm just going to go ahead and say thanks for all the votes, but I'm automatically, unfortunately, due to some anti-doping, whatever you want to call it, like, I can't win, guys. I can't. It'd be really selfish.
Are
Really
you
cool.
giving this award to someone right now?
I mean, it's going to be by de facto because by de facto, you know what that means?
No.
De
facto?
Yes.
Like a fact.
I mean, technically, you're kind of on the right page. Right?
A semi-fact.
By default,
Gotcha.
because I am disqualified and I cannot proceed further, the winner of San Diego Punto Futbol, 2 balls and a mic, journalist of the year goes to César H. Futbol. César Hernandez.
¿Me lo vas a dar? Shout out to Caesar then.
I mean, look,
He voted for you.
I
on one
voted
of
for
them.
him. He voted for me.
I voted for him on both, even though I nominated you.
Cesar does a lot of great job.
Yes, he does.
A lot of great work.
A lot of great
on
job.
the national stage again. But again, he's based here, and you see him around town, and does a lot of great work. And you look, while this is just a silly little thing that we're doing, so I can report and not kill our streak of 2 balls and a mic's episode. And hey, we should do an award show again. Like, no, like this. All these really come from the heart, and I'm really happy that people are. What is this? What is this? Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really happy that people are mad. I'm really happy that people are engaged. I'm really happy that people are upset. And look, it's going to make for a better product and good, because we're not supposed to be always on the same page. We're not supposed to be all, oh my God, yeah, these guys are right. Like sometimes we're wrong. Sometimes we mess up. Sometimes it's this. And if you disagree, I love it. Let's disagree together and let's go ahead and build something. But ultimately, that's kind of how the cookie crumbles this time around. We did have one
Specific
award,
to someone.
and we'll just give it right here because, while there was people in this categories like Esteban, Brandon, who does Esteban Toscano, who does great work over on his social medias. Check it out. Like,
but I think when it came to like local coverage,
and what
content,
they bring
to the
and
table with their channel, we had a special category that we wanted to award to this individual.
El TikTokero del año.
TikTokero del año de San Diego goes to
Hey, Francisco
Velasco.
Who is
Check him out on TikTok, guys. He does so much soccer coverage.
Local soccer coverage.
Local soccer coverage when it comes to Cholos, when it comes to Liga MX too. Based in San Diego, goes to San Diego Wave games, covers San Diego Loyal from time to time. Big shout out to Francisco because he's one of the few people that are there for every San Diego Wave game. We sit down on the table, guys, when we eat our pregame meals, and it's Tony, myself, Francisco, Johnny, and Abraham that are there to
That's
literally 90% of the games, which is our little group that we hang out with.
That's the crux of San Diego's. That's the powerhouse of San Diego soccer coverage, and
100%.
give everybody a shout out. So with that said, that does bring this award segment to a close, and ultimately the close of. Is this the last one of the year?
It's the last one. No, yes, our next show is in the new year.
It is in the new year. So we're going to go ahead and say with that, thank you for joining us this year. It's been a year of growth. It's been a year of learning. It's been a year of new adventures, new things
happening in 2024.
Next year is going to be different. This is the final episode of 2 balls and a mic, as you know it. There's going to be some changes starting the new year around here, some name changes, some people moving, some people coming in. Big things are coming. But with that said, thank you for joining us. Follow San Diego Punto Futbol. Follow us on Twitter. Follow the YouTube. Follow the Instagram. Follow the X. Go check out the San Diego Soccers who play on the 30th.
Never follow your ex. you like that.
You gotta
Merry
make sure she's not doing
Christmas,
better than
Happy
you,
New
brother.
Year's, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah.
Season's greetings.
Seasons the greetings.
Seasons
all kinds of such.
Of such as.
Wish Tony a happy birthday on the 29th. Happy birthday, Tony.
If
Happy
he does,
New
it's
Year's. See you guys later.